Full time, Arsenal 2, Everton 1 at the Emirates. Arsenal have gone ahead to win their game of football and they've not been able to win the trophy because Man City went ahead to win that game of football at the Etihad by 3-1. Welcome to this channel, as we obviously call it a halt or an end for the season of 2023-2024 Premier League season. Arsenal put up a battle, but they never went ahead of sustaining it because of the loss they made to Aston Villa and very many other points they really went ahead to drop. But in this particular fixture, Arsenal came up and really had a very hard time, by the way, because at Man City, Phil Foden, in just 90 seconds, he had already gone ahead to put Man City ahead, and Arsenal had to struggle to see to it that all goes their way. And Idrissa Gueye went ahead to hit that ball, deflects off Declan Rice into the back of the net in the 40th minute. But Takahiro Tomiyasu had to obviously get himself into the score sheet by really finishing that cut back cross from the byline by Martin Odegaard into the mix. The game of football went on and on and on and on and on. It was 1-1, not until Gabriel Jesus pulled out a moment of magic and obviously put in that pass that was obviously called, that obviously found Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz went ahead obviously put that ball into the back of the net. Then Kai Havertz obviously scored it. After Kai scored that ball, it was really subjected to a VAR review by the referee, by the VAR, and they called the referee to go on the monitor. And when the referee went to the side monitor, guess what happened? It was really given as a goal, and that's how the game of football went ahead to end by 2-1 into that game of football. But I tell you, you've gone ahead to see what I told you, that pressure is going to be on both sides. As most people thought there's going to be so much on Man City, Man City took themselves off the pressure in the first 90 seconds, and Arsenal took 43 minutes to score. And I told you that if you want to see Arsenal struggling in this game, do one thing: let them not score in the first 20 minutes, because it was going to really build more and more and more and more pressure onto these players. And the more pressure that was built on the players, the more mistakes they're going to make in as far as really going in for those shots at goal. But later, they went ahead to win it. And I understand Mikel Arteta and his team has gone ahead obviously getting to where they deserve to be. But most people will look at the trophy that Arsenal has gone ahead to miss, and they'll come out and address it that it has been a failed season for the club of Arsenal. And you're going to see people put out stories that Arsenal bottled the league again. I don't agree with such people. For a team that finished the season with 89 points, 4 more from those that they scored last season at 85, you have to give them credit. This is a team in progress, and their plan was not to win the trophy, but they are to compete for the trophy, right? Get back in the Champions League and put out a race for the trophy. And they know to it that it's not gonna come easy, because there is a juggernaut that has gonna have to build in the Premier League known as Man City, and it has taken them years to obviously be there, and they're having experienced players who know how to do it each and every time they're really required to go ahead and really do it. That's the side of that is the side of Man City. So for me, I would love to obviously come out and really fetch out some positives. 1, 89 points that Arsenal have gone ahead to get this season. That is really a very, very huge positive, if at all you know exactly what the game of football is all about. The other positive is all about Arsenal being able to obviously see all its players they went ahead to sign the summer transfer window really blossom. That's a huge positive, you know. The other one, David Raya, their goalkeeper, winning the Golden Glove. And you know, to hit all that, if you are to go all out and really compete for the trophy, you don't need to concede very many goals. And I think Arsenal is only going to have to concede 26, 27 goals this season. So it shows you that those are positives that have gone ahead to kick into this beautiful game of football. The other positive is them going to the Champions League and they found themselves in a position of really getting knocked out of the quarterfinals. Why is that a very huge positive? It went ahead, obviously, add on to more revenue to what that Arsenal made last year, and that calls in for Arsenal to obviously spend big in the summer transfer window, and it shows you that they are now very attractive, and players will obviously want to join a project like this of Arsenal. So those are some of the positives I can obviously come out and really hint out to see to it that this side really goes there. I think the last positive is keeping this team together and intact. Last season, it was Raya, White, Zinchenko, Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Jesus, and Bukayo Saka. Out of that entire starting 11 of Arsenal, they've gone ahead to obviously add in more others, and I think they've gone ahead to really stay with the spine of the team. Raya came in, Rice came in, Havertz came in, and Trossard. Those are 4 players. If at all you keep those 7 players with your team, that means you're really doing a very beautiful job. And I tell you, this season, I think next season, it's going to be hard for Arsenal to bring in a player to obviously get into that team. You know, that player will get in because Arteta wants to obviously do what we call, because Arteta will want to do what we call a rotation, but not that he wants to find himself in a position of really getting out of those players out of the game. Because when we look at the players that Arsenal are really willing to sign, I think Douglas Luiz or Bruno Guimaraes will have a chance to get into that team to play in the midfield 3 alongside Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. But the other positions, the centre forward to come in and really dislodge Kai Havertz, it's really going to be hard, because Kai Havertz has gone ahead to show us that he's really a very good player, and this season he has gone ahead to get what we call 20 goal involvements, and he has gone ahead to score 13 goals this season and put in 7 assists. That is Kai Havertz for you, and he has gone ahead to put in a very beautiful shift into this beautiful game of the season at Arsenal. And Trossard, I think, will keep his start or his place depending on how Martinelli will perform at the Copa America. If he obviously gets in with the form that we obviously know you're supposed to be playing at, obviously a lot will go his way. But let's go and see how the starts of this game of football really went ahead to happen. And we are also going to talk about Julian Timber, who came on and really had a go into this game. And these were the stats. 26 shots by Arsenal. Everton had 5 shots on target. I told you that's pressure, because Arsenal would have gone ahead to have a minimum of like 12-13 shots at goal, other than not having those 5. 2 shots on target by Everton. 70% ball possession by Arsenal. Everton had 30%. 649 passes completed by Arsenal. 298 passes completed by Everton. 89% passing accuracy by Arsenal. 71% passing accuracy by Everton. 8 fouls by Arsenal and 11 fouls by Everton. 4 yellow cards to Arsenal, 3 yellow cards to Everton. 0 red cards to Arsenal and 0 red cards to Everton. 1 offside to Arsenal and 4 offsides to the side of and 4 offsides to the side of Everton. 8 corners to Arsenal and 1 corner to the side of Everton. This is how the Premier League table really stood at the end of match day 38. Man City, 38 games, 28 wins, 7 draws, 3 losses, 96 goals scored. They've gone ahead to concede 34. They're having a goal difference of 62, and they're having 91 points. Arsenal, 38 games played, 28 wins, 5 draws. 5 losses, 5 draws, 91 goals scored, 29 goals conceded, 62 goal difference, 89 points. Liverpool, 38 games, 82 points. Aston Villa, 38 games, 68 points. Those are the teams that are going to be qualifying for what we call the Champions League. Now, Tottenham Hotspur is having its place safe for the UEFA Europa League, 66 points. Then Chelsea have gone ahead to find themselves in a position of really winning this game, and they're having 63 points. Newcastle and Manchester United all tied at 60 points. But United has to really beat Man City if they are to play in Europe next season, because they aren't going into the Conference League. That is it. So that's how hard it's really gonna come in through for the side of Man United. And that's how the table really went ahead to obviously end in there for you. But the highlight, Julian Timber obviously played a game of football today, came off the bench and played some minutes. And I think Arsenal fans were really excited about this guy, you know. And Emile Smith-Rowe also had a goal into the game. Arsenal players were really feeling the pain, plus Mikel Arteta. But I think they should really walk with their heads high, because 2 seasons they've gone ahead to put in a shift, but that shift has gone ahead obviously not pay off, like in as far as trophies are really concerned. But in as progress, it's really one of those moments that you will never forget that Arsenal had to put out at the Emirates. And I tell you what, Pep Guardiola has been really key on really acknowledging the process at Arsenal, and he was like, Arsenal is really gonna make it hard for us next season in there for you. And Arteta has said it's time for a break, but don't be satisfied. We want to keep building. That's what Arteta really had to say. Martin Odegaard has said we are all a title. We are all a little disappointed at the moment. We are so close. I'm so proud of everyone at the club. I'm proud of the progress we are making. We've changed the club. Thanks for believing in us. That's what he really went ahead to say as a player in there for you. Now, Nick Wright of Sky Sports said, as you would expect, Arsenal players look downbeat and dejected as Havertz late goal proves in pain. Mikel Arteta is stony-faced as he really makes his way onto the pitch, but the fans sound their appreciation for the Gunners' boss. No title, a huge disappointment, but a fantastic season nonetheless. That is it. So that's what happened at the side of Arsenal, and they've gone ahead obviously in their season. I think for the player ratings, I'm going to come out and really make the player ratings of the season, you know, to rate all those players of Arsenal on the scale of 10 and see who really gets the player of the season at the club of Arsenal. Rokani David is my name, and I sign out for now. See you later. I'm calling for your reactions into the comment section below. See you later. Bye-bye.